John, another year is in the books, almost in the wheelchair game. Um, what would you say have been the highlights of 2024 so far?
I would probably say the close games because we've had some really, really entertaining games that have gone really right to the wire. It was a pleasure for me to go to do games between London and Leeds and London. Tom Halliwell's try right at the death in the last minute, and carbon copy again for their game against Halifax at the edge. And we have Hull have been absolutely brilliant this season. They got a draw at the last minute against Halifax. They nearly beat London at the Allen Sports Centre as well. So I think competitively, this has been one of the best seasons so far, and it's proved that with two fantastic games in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll talk about the final in a few moments' time. But we had the wheelchair, well, the whole the awards for the whole of Rugby League on Tuesday night in Leeds. Any surprises for you in the wheelchair awards?
I think Wayne Boardman, because he's done a fantastic job to get his side back into the playoffs, considering where they were last year. And to be honest, last season they were soundly beaten by Leeds in the playoff semi-finals. I think he's helped with the likes of Jeremy Borson, who's done the season. Robert Hawkins, back into the limelight. He had a bit of a quiet year last year, now back into it. But they've had two great rookies come into the season, into the squad as well. Joseph Colkert and Nathaniel Wright, two youngsters who are going to be practically one of the future stars of the sport, especially Joseph Colkert. Knows his way around a chair, very quick tagger, very quick out the blocks. When I saw this first game against the Leeds Halifax first game of the season, he was absolutely brilliant. So I think he's managed that club very, very well, but they didn't get the results against Hull away, which they got a draw at the last minute, and they didn't beat Leeds. I think if they would have done that, at least beaten Leeds once, then that would have, I would say, helped, Wayne Bournemouth to get the award. I'm surprised no one from Sheffield. The Sheffield coach has had a fantastic season as well, getting them into the Championship Grand Final. I think for the first time, and then they've done very well, getting through some fantastic playoff games. They did well in the Challenge Trophy. It's just there could be more names added to the list, but I think generally the right people, I would probably say would won the award. But definitely for me, Josh Butler has been the man of the season so far. He's been, when Leeds needed a player like to how they get the results. He only plays like 60 minutes. They don't play him for the full 80 minutes. So Simo gives them a break. And especially for Josh Butler, he comes at the right place at the right time and he gets the result and he fantastic tries getting the points he wants and getting the wheels of steel. For me, it's been the best player of the year so far.
Of course, you mentioned Sheffield. It's a double header on Sunday in Hull because they take on Gravesend. How do you see that game going?
If it's like the Gravesend team that turned up at the Challenge Trophy, it could be a bit one-sided, but I hope it's not because I think, Sheffield have gotten through that on merit. They've gone through some really, really tough games. Their semi-final against the Crusaders was really, really good. Their second half performance that was very defensive, great performance. I think they need to do that for the whole 80 minutes against Gravesend because they've got Michael Grant, Dan Grant, Mark Owen. They're going to have some very, very strong players coming through the ranks. And if they're on the board from minute one, it's going to be Gravesend. It could be, I would say, probably a big Gravesend victory.
The Super League expanding next season, so it's going to be interesting to see who fills the extra spots and how the league goes next year with the extra games there.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned of that. I mean, I think it's personally myself, I think it's great that it's been done, but I think it's 1 year too early because you're going to have, sure, you're going to have more games, which is good for the players coming around. But say, for example, Sheffield get into the into the Super League next season, which I like to see them get there. It's they're going to be up against like Leeds Ryan. It's very, very strong players, and it's going to off balance, I would say, probably some of the Super League teams that are already there already. We'll add a little bit more competition, which is great to see, more teams taking part. But I just think the quality isn't, I think we're just a year too early in terms of the quality side, I think.
Of course, after the grand final, England versus France in Wigan has been confirmed. Always great games between the two sides, and it should be again, shouldn't it, at the Robin Park?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, you can't get no better than the England-France game. And the quality of the sides coming. I've seen the French squad already. They're going to have a very, very strong side coming over. It'd be interesting to see what Sill's first game's going to be like since he's now taken over as the coach. It's going to be like see how what he's going to if he's done the same with Catalan like he's done in the past. It's going to be see what I'll be kind of curious what he's going to do, like especially at the national level, because he is practically a two-time World Cup winner. He was the man of the match and man of the tournament in 2017. So the guy's been around, and I've got a lot of great respect for Sil and what he's done for the game. So it'd be interesting to see what he's like coaching side, especially young, good players coming through the ranks, whilst balanced at the same time with Leonard Azazel, Gilles Clausel, Gutadoro. I'm surprised Arno Vargas hasn't been selected for the test. Quite surprised with that because I think he is an absolute quality player, but be interesting to see what happens like in Wigan.
It will be. Wigan, of course, the defending champions in the Wheelchair Super League, won't be there on Sunday, having been knocked out in the semi-finals by Leeds. Leeds versus Halifax. It's a great rivalry, isn't it, John?
One of the biggest I would say, probably going way, way, way back since I would probably say that first, I think my first Halifax Leeds game was when it was really close. It was like 2017, 2016, 2017. Really, really close. And then Halifax started well. And then Leeds just came back and chipped into the Halifax. And then Jack Brown just got a really, really late try with about 10 minutes to go to give like a 15, 16 point gap. Leeds done really well to try and close it. And it's just now, if they had like an extra 5 or so more minutes at the end, I think it would have been really, really close. 2018 final, one of my favourite finals of all time. No one expected Leeds to win it. And the quality of that Leeds side, I was showing this is going to be we're seeing a new dynasty. And, we're proving that now for what, Martin Gill started off now, James Simpson's taken on. We've got that dynasty now, but I just hope this is not going to be, Leeds need to win this more than Halifax, I think, because they've lost the last three. There's a little bit of, we've got West Yorkshire rivalry in the air. There's a little bit of tension, I would probably say, in the Leeds camp. Just to know we've lost the last three finals. We need to get this one over the bag so we can get our hands on the trophy again. I think this could be their year, but they need to be on it from the first minute, especially you've got the likes of, Will Rob Hawkins going to be on his game from minute one. Jeremy Borson, is his chair going to be safe? Has he got his chair back? Is that going to be, a big factor semi-final? If he's got his chair back, he's going to be on full pelt. Joseph Colker, Nathaniel Wright, two rookies coming into the game. Their first final, they're going to absolutely, absolutely be excited by that. It's going to be an absolute belter in Hull on Sunday, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
That's the one thing we can't really know what's going on in the minds, can we? And as you say, losing that amount of grand finals in a row, having won the League Leader Shield, is it 4 or 5 times now in a row?
Five in a row, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a mental block there? Is it just what happens on the day? It's easy for us to sit on the sidelines and talk, but we haven't got a clue because we don't know what's going on in people's heads.
I think mainly, I think from the fact I've been speaking to Simo, after I spoke to Simo during the semi-final, I'm thinking there is something in his mind, he wants to win this. He really, really wants to win this because he got a bit unlucky in the game against Wigan. They ran out of time. They, carried the ball, and some of the kicking from Nathan Collins wasn't that great in the grand final last year. That's like two misses of that. That's a try there alone, and you could have closed the gap, and they could have won the game. So I think there's a lot of he wants to make sure we get it right from the start, and if he doesn't get it right, try not to panic because they didn't in the semi-final. There was a case of are they going to panic, but they didn't. The quality came through for that semi-final against Wigan, and Josh Butler, Nathan Mulhall, Tom Halliwell, the three of them worked together, and they got them over the line.
Yeah, no camera on the chair of Nathan Collins this season.
I would be very if I was in the Sky thing, and then I would not put it on Nathan again. Put it on Tom or put him on Josh Butler because he is the man. He is the man still. You want to see, see the man still in action, and the best way I would probably say is put the camera on the main man who did absolutely wonders on the last night.
The bookmakers have made Leeds favourites. That's no great surprise. With a 6 point start, I mean, with the way these two teams have been matched up throughout the season, this could be very, very close, if not go to golden point.
I have it Leeds by 10. I think if the defensive second half, what Halifax have done against London, they were absolutely stalwart from Jeremy Borson was absolutely brilliant at the defensive line, really quick on the chair, really quick to take the tag. If that they need to do that throughout the whole 80 minutes, and I don't think they've got the strong enough bench in order to do that against a good, strong Leeds lineup. There's going to be a lot of tries, yes, but I can't see it more than six. If it's less than 6 points, I don't think that's going to happen. I think, the game plan, the game management, the penalties, that's going to be a big factor as well, especially with the strong kicking. That's going to be a big turning point. You get who's going to be kicking the ball and making sure you don't give the opponent the ball. That's going to be huge because if you treat it like an England-France game, this is going to be huge. And every point, every position, every penalty is going to count.
Who would you say are the key players on each side? I mean, you probably mentioned them a million times already so far, but for those who are coming to the game new, who are the players you should be looking out for on Sunday?
Well, I'll break it down into two blocks. So you've got your kicking and you've got your tackling. So kicking, you've got Rob Hawkins and Nathan Collins. Nathan Collins, number one kicker at the minute, number one points kicker this season. And he got up against Robert Hawkins, who has done absolute wonders. But at the minute, he didn't get that many kicks in the semi-final against London. Wayne's taken over that. So that's one side, I would say. You've got the team with Rob Hawkins and Wayne Bournemouth. I think if Rob's not focused on his kicking, Wayne will take over. And Wayne's a pretty good kicker himself, especially on the wing, especially right in front. Under the pressure, though, Nathan's your man. And then you've got the guys in midfield. You've got Jeremy Borson, you've got Nathan Holmes, and you've got Joseph Colcott from Halifax, and you've got the big three of Tom Halliwell, Josh Butler, and I would probably say Nathan Morhall from Leeds. That is a very strong 4 or 5 people you can have there. And, pick your side. It's going to be very entertaining on Sunday.
That's the thing. From everything you said, it sounds like it's going to be an open game and an exciting game more than anything.
Yeah, and I hope that's the way we see it. I don't think this is not going to be a dirty game. I don't think this is going to be a technical game. I want to see, really fast-paced plays, good tries scored. I've noticed Leeds lately have been trying the wide passes. If Halifax expose on that, then that gives what's their backup plan. There's going to be a lot of gameplay thinking, especially from Boardman and from Simo as well. So that's going to be a battle within itself. How's the coaching going to work? Wayne's done it before, and they won it the last time they were there. Simo's lost the last 3 finals. The battle is also going to be off the pitch as well. How's that's going to work?
You don't have to throw an interception, do you, with Rob Hawkins around? Because he's quite quick. He's quite quick.
He's the quickest out there, but I think, Tom's quick, Josh is quick. Considering the fact he weaved through in the semi-final against Wigan, he weaved through at least 3 or 4 Wigan defenders, and they're not pretty, and they're pretty quick themselves. So again, that's going to be a battle within itself.
So, as we can surmise, you think Leeds will win. That's your prediction at the moment.
My prediction is Leeds by 10. I think Josh Butler will get man of the match, or probably Nathan Collins will get man of the match. Depends on the kicking, because that's going to be big. If neither team's kicking's working, that's going to be a game changer.
We'll make a note of that. Are you going to be pitch side on Sunday? Are you joining us up in the balcony?
Fingers crossed. I'll love to be pitch side because for me that is the best way to get all the best action. And most of the feedback I've got this season and the footage I've filmed at all, I covered 90% of the season. I've done every single round of the Challenge Cup, including the final, and being pitch side. And I noticed I was pitch side for when Jeremy Borson got that try in the corner against Wigan, and mine was the better angle than the actual. From being up in the gallery, I'm thinking, wow, that means I'm going to be pitch side on Sunday, definitely.
Excellent stuff. John, where can we find your stuff online so we can catch up on the season so far?
So you can go onto YouTube And if you go onto YouTube, look for Mr. John Seager, it's MrJohnSeager. And basically, I have a review from all the weeks. I missed a couple of weeks. I had some technical issues with some videos. I'm trying to sort them out, but they haven't worked out the way I wanted them to. But all the action for both semi-finals on there, action from the Challenge Cup final, all the way through from week 1 all the way up to week 12, and there's a breakdown of how everything's all been.
Excellent. John, thank you for your time. We shall see you in Hull on Sunday.
Yes, you will. Thank you.